Viewers, tomorrow is Independence Day. The Hindu population in Pakistan and Bangladesh has reduced very significantly since 1947. We are witnessing, unfortunately, the rise of a very dangerous and radical military-backed Islamist regime in Bangladesh. These are the remnants of partition, the ghost of our freedoms past. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at where we are, the statements made today before our next debate.
14th August 1947, a date that serves as a reminder to the nation that freedom comes with a price. The price for India was higher still. The nation lost land, unaccounted number of lives, a significant part of its culture and identity. All this to serve the whims and fancies of the colonized minds, when religious fanaticism had triumphed over patriotism.
विभाजन की त्रासदी आजादी के मिलने के बाद अक्सर उन्होंने इस बारे में अपनी चिंता व्यक्त भी की और उन्होंने इस बात को कहा था कि आध्यात्मिक जगत में पाकिस्तान कोई वास्तविकता नहीं है, या तो उसका भारत में विलय होगा या पाकिस्तान इतिहास से समाप्त होगा, हमेशा के लिए समाप्त होगा.
India continues to face the repercussions of partition to this day.
जो 1947 में हुआ था वही तो पाकिस्तान में आज भी हो रहा है. वही आगजनी, वही तोड़फोड़, वही लूटपाट, बहन और बेटियों के साथ वही अत्याचार, उसी प्रकार की त्रासदी का दृश्य आज भी हम सबके सामने है. आखिर कब इतिहास की इन गलतियों से हम सबक सीखेंगे?
The British made a surgical incision into the Indian subcontinent. Hindu majority India was now surrounded by Muslim majority Pakistan and East Pakistan. The Hindus who decided to stay back in Pakistan continue to lose their rights, livelihood and life. Today, the population of Hindus in Pakistan has reduced to 1.6% from 20.5% in 1947. In Bangladesh, the Hindu population has reduced to around 8% in 2011 from 13.5% in 1974. What's happening with minorities in the neighboring countries is a reminder of what our nation faced in 1947. With constant terror attempts by Pakistan and the toppling of democracy in Bangladesh, the ghosts of our freedoms past still haunt us.
From the TDP, Pattabhi Ram Komareddy, National Spokesperson, Samajwadi Party, National Spokesperson, Vivek Silas, National Spokesperson, RJD, Kanchana Yadav. Namaskar. Vivek, why does the India Alliance not want to remember the horrors of partition? We must always remember the horrors of partition. We must remember what Jinnah's followers did. We must remember what Jinnah's followers did. We must remember what the Muslim League did. We must remember how Hindus and Sikhs all suffered horrendously at the hands of mobs in places where they were in a minority. We must not forget this. We must remember it and say, we will not allow this to happen. Now, I don't know why the India Alliance does not want us to remember the horrors of partition.
Yes, and now at the moment I can just say that of course we should not forget what happened in 1947, how more than 1 million people from both sides died, and it was very brutal, it was very horrific, it was incredibly, unbelievable what happened. But that's the past now.
Why past?
What is happening in Bangladesh?
Why don't we want to? What is happening in Bangladesh is that Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh. Your party has not put out a statement. Hindus are being tortured. Hindu women are being picked up.
What?
Hindu homes are being burnt. Why don't you? Why are you so? Look at you. You're so uneasy about it. You're being uneasy about it. Even Kanchana is uneasy.
No, why should? Come on, why should we be uneasy?
I don't know, but you are.
Akhilesh Yadav ji has already tweeted as to what is happening in Bangladesh, and the rights of the Hindus should be protected.
You're muted.
And who's going to protect it, Arnab? Are you going to wait, Arnab, are you going to protect it, or am I or the Samajwadi Party is responsible for it? It is the government that is in power, is the Bharatiya Janata Party in power. It's the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in power. He has to make sure the security of Hindus in Bangladesh.
No. I'm telling you.
As to what is happening in Bangladesh.
Today my point being, and Kanchana, don't get worked up, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Tomorrow is independent, don't get angry. But you are doing what the British did, Kanchana ji. The British introduced the concept of separate electorate, under which only Muslim members were to be elected only by Muslim voters. Muslim voters, Muslim members. Right? Similarly, your ally party Congress give Muslims 4% reservation in educational employment under OBC category in Telangana, in Andhra Pradesh. Then Congress government provides 5% quota for Muslims in May 2004. This Muslim quota politics, is it not like what the British did? Why are you doing it? Why don't you unite the country? Why do you want to treat Muslims like
what
this?
What is the Bharatiya Janata Party doing in Andhra Pradesh?
But why?
It's a Arnab, what is the Bharatiya Janata Party doing?
But what you are doing is the British approach. What you are doing is British approach, push the Muslims into a corner.
Have you read the manifesto?
Don't let the Muslims become part of the mainstream.
Have you read it?
It's good to see that TDP spokesperson is right there, and he will answer why he is giving the reservation to the Muslim. But before 77 years ago, when our country was divided based on the religion, it was extremely painful, because that caused the lives of millions. And having religion in our own land, it's not easy task. But when we talk about the post-independent era, there is only one political party which is entitled to do the hateful politics and divide and rule politics, and that political party's name is the Bharatiya Janata Party, sir. Whether you look at the nationwide or the statewide Lok Sabha election or the state assembly election, they do the Hindu, Muslim, Hindustan, Pakistan, etc. And specifically, when you see the OBC, they divide the OBC specifically in Uttar Pradesh and BJP based on the Yadav versus non-Yadav OBCs. They divide the
No, this logic only you speak.
Versus non-Jato SCs.
You should stop this.
In Rajasthan based on the Jat and
कंचना जी, ये अप्रोच आप चेंज कीजिए. अभी आपको कंचना जी ये गलत कर रहे हैं आप. मैं आपको 2 minute. I have Rohan also joining us right now. Rohan Gupta of the BJP. Pattabhiram Komareddy is there of TDP. Akashdeep backs Aam Aadmi Party. See, what I'm trying to say, and I'll bring in Rohan. Actually, before Rohan, I'll bring in Pattabhiram Komareddy in, because he's been waiting. So what I'm saying, Mr. Komareddy, is after 78 years, if I was to write down what is the opposition in this country doing, especially Congress, they have decided we need to break India to rule India. They don't realize if they break India, there will be no India to rule. And they are saying, I want caste in judiciary. I want caste quota in judiciary. I want SC/ST quota in High Court, SC/ST OBC quota in Supreme Court. I want to know which judges are Dalits, how many are Brahmins, how many are Kshatriyas, how many are Vaishyas. I want, even when you're making the budget, you're saying which caste members are part of the halwa ceremony. Tomorrow, he may also say, I'm telling you, at this rate, he can say, Rahul Gandhi will say, when you're distributing hospital beds in a government hospital, there should be quotas. In the ICU, there must be quotas. In the prenatal ward, there must be quotas according to Rahul Gandhi's view of India. From the time you are born till the time you die, you have to be part of caste quota, Raj. And this is horrible. Ambedkar was against this. Mr. Komareddy, I'm not exaggerating this. Today we must learn this lesson 78 years after independence. What are your thoughts?
Arnab, good evening. Good evening to my fellow panelists also. We are today also discussing the Partition Remembrance Day and why the India Alliance does not want to talk about it, remember the horror that had happened during partition. We on behalf of TDP strongly feel that it has to be remembered, and the horrors that have happened during partition have to be reminded to the current generation. 1 million people perished, or It is a Holocaust. How can you just brush it under the carpet? We remember our former Prime Minister famous speech saying that at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India awakes to freedom, life and freedom. But it is not completely so. It is not completely so. People are dying. People are dying. 1 million people. It's not a small number. I'll tell you one thing, Arnab. When I was a kid in school, when we were celebrating Independence Day, my father gave me a book. That book had photographs of Margaret White, the famous woman photographer who had covered the partition. I was shattered looking at those pictures. Vultures, on dead bodies. Train loads of dead bodies reaching stations. I say every young Indian today should watch those pictures of Margaret White. It is not something, which needs to be brushed away. It is a horror. And I've read instances where a former Prime Minister who was staying in Teenmurti Bhavan, when a Sindhi family, a migrant Sindhi family went to meet him and said, "Sir, we have lost everything. We are homeless today." You know what he said? "Be happy that you're alive."
Oh my God.
That is the reply given by a former Prime Minister who was staying in Teenmurti Bhavan. You think that people of this country should forget that?
Lokesh is on the debate, ladies.
Yeah. I've read stories, Arnab, I've read stories where the plight of the people in the refugee camps,
either know the subject,
the plight of the people in the refugee camps. Arnab, let me finish.
Lokesh, let Mr. Komareddy finish. It's a very emotional debate for us tonight.
This is history and it has to be told. No one can stop me today. Refugees in the refugee camp, the stories of the refugees in the refugee camp in Delhi. They were given just 2 rotis a day. And for those 2 rotis, those refugee families even went to the extent of not disclosing the people in their families who have died.
Oh, shame.
Just because they will lose those 2 rotis. They didn't even disclose the people in their families who have lost their lives, Arnab. And these people say that we should not remember all those horrors. They have to be told. This story needs to be told to the current generation. And that is the reason why the parties of
Okay, Mr. Komareddy. Mr. Komareddy, tonight I'd like to bring in Lokesh into the debate.
Komareddy is cooking up stories?
No, he's speaking from his heart. He's speaking from his heart tonight. Lokesh, yes, and after that I'll come to Rohan.
No.
Yes. Lokesh,
my grandfather.
Lokesh, I want to say something to you before you speak.
No, please.
No, one point I want to make to you, and I'll hand over to you only after that. I appeal to all Indians tonight, as a fellow citizen, that the Congress party wants to divide you. Even during the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha, I was so upset, when Rahul Gandhi said, "Did you see any SC, ST, OBC?" Aishwarya Rai Bachchan was dancing. They want to divide India on Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha. Tomorrow, their plan is to even divide on the basis of caste the allocation of hospital beds. Tomorrow, ventilator units and ICU units in hospitals will be divided by Rahul Gandhi on the basis of your caste. Tomorrow, even railway bookings, Rahul Gandhi will say plane bookings. In fact, restaurant reservations, Rahul Gandhi will say, will be done on the basis of caste. School admissions will be done on the basis of caste. If Rahul Gandhi has his way, everything will be only caste. And I'm saying how horrendous that 78 years after independence, right? Jawaharlal Nehru's great grandson, Jawaharlal Nehru, the same man because of whom partition happened, is trying to repartition India. Lokesh, we will be very careful this time. This partition could have been avoided by the Congress party and Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946-47, but they allowed. And we are fully aware of what happened at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, we must never forget who allowed Radcliffe in, who allowed the Radcliffe line to be created, who kept the British legacy alive in the Rashtrapati Bhavan? Who kept it called Darbar Hall? Who did not let go of the colonial legacy? Who kept the statue of King George V for a very, very long time at India Gate? Who designed an ensign for the Indian Navy similar to the ensign of the British Navy? Who kept all Indian islands named after the British? Who renamed them? Who continued the British era practice of announcing the rail budget separately? Ladies and gentlemen, these are historical things. I'm saying, Lokesh, don't do it now. We are now a nationalist country.
Let me say now.
Yeah, please.
My grandfather was a trader in Bahawal Nagar, which is present-day Pakistan. And after the partition, he had to hurriedly migrate to Karanpur Mandi. And from there, he had to start everything fresh. In fact, right now also, we have those land documents.
I am not asking you for your family history.
What I am saying is, partition happened. It was an event. Now we cannot resort to blame games as to who was responsible for it.
Why should we not?
While you hold Nehru responsible for it, let me tell you, I have ample written records and proofs which I can say that the radical ideology from both the sides, Hindus and Muslims, were responsible.
There again, Congress starts blaming Hindus. Congress starts blaming Hindus again.
For the partition of the country.
Yeah, so Hindus are responsible for partition. Only Hindus are capable of riots. That's what you wrote in the Communal Violence Bill.
Along with the Muslim League.
Why are you so anti-Hindu? Yeah? What is your problem with Hinduism?
Political scenario which led to the partition. Had there been no rightist form of politics on the eve of independence, we would have not had the partition. And let us not repeat the mistake. The partition happened because politics on religious ground was allowed. And now also I would appeal, Arnab, you should not allow politics on religion to take recourse and create another partition.
I will only tell you one thing before you point a finger at me. That first tell your leader Rahul Gandhi to stop going to a British university and saying that India is not a nation. India is a union of states. First you stop your leader from talking like that and insulting my country on foreign soil before you give me unsolicited advice. Now I have Rohan Dua on the debate, on the big debate tonight, why remember partition. Rohan Dua. Rohan Gupta.
Yes, I know. Thanks a lot. And it's a very important debate on the eve of Independence Day. And I think you have touched the core point about the current political situation in India. Now, as an Indian, we never believe in hatred. Whether it is Pakistan or Bangladesh, they might have different foundation. But as an Indian, we never believe in hatred, whether it is Hindu, Muslim, for anybody. But after independence, majority of the time, Congress has ruled the country. And even after such period, if Hindu-Muslim is the issue, if there is a division in caste, who is responsible? Congress party is responsible. See, now the basic foundation of our Constitution was secularism. What happened in name of secularism? Now we say that this minority appeasement. Even Muslims don't want appeasement. And what Congress party has done? They have done appeasement for 55 years and they have not given anything to Muslims also. They have always created Muslims into vote bank so that when they need votes, they go to Muslims, and when they do not get vote, they just pull the Muslims also. In Andhra Pradesh, they tried giving reservation to Muslim 4 times. They know that our constitution don't allow Muslims minority reservation on the base of caste, but still they fooled Muslims. Why? Because they knew that they could not rule the country properly. In case they want vote, they vote power. They have to create appeasement. And that is the only way they could protect their power. Number 2, let me complete. I never spoke in between. Just 5 minutes.
Kanchana and Akashdeep, I'll give you, let him just complete, I'll come to both of you. Akashdeep and Kanchana, let him complete in 30 seconds and I'll come to you. Yes.
One more thing, the most dangerous politics which is played by opposition party, as you rightly told, they could not stop minority appeasement and now they have started Hindu division. They know that if they have to counter this minority appeasement, they have to protect minority appeasement, they have to divide Hindus, and that's what they are doing today. They are playing really dangerous games. The same Congress party which was against reservation, they were against Manipur Commission throughout their history. Now they are in favor of caste politics. Because they are not able to stop minority communities. Nobody wants appeasement.
Thank you,
Even
Arnab.
they have pulled minority.
Okay, Rohan, let Akashdeep respond to you.
Akashdeep. Listen to me. Now listen to me, Rahulji. Those who have made a career through hatred are speaking today against hatred. It is very ironical. I'll tell you one fact. In the 1940s, the two-nation theory was purported by Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Veer Savarkar. And in 1943, August 15, in Nagpur, Savarkar ji said, I have no quarrel with Mr. Jinnah two-nation theory. We Hindus are a nation by ourselves, and it is historical fact that Hindus and Muslims are two nations. Now, would you now malign Veer Savarkar and say that you don't follow him? Or you will say, yes, you follow him. Yes or no? First.
I first want to tell you today, and this matter must be responded to. I want to tell you something. Kanchana, I have to respond to this point by Akashdeep. He has irked me. Please, please understand history. 1 minute. Kanchana, I have to contradict what he said. Kanchana, I have to contradict what he said. Kanchana, I ask any historian in the country to prove me wrong. The two-nation theory was promulgated by Syed Ahmad Khan and not Veer Savarkar. Get your facts right.
Did he agree or not? Did he agree?
No. Who promulgated it? Who promulgated it? Sorry, who promulgated it? I asked this question to all. Who promulgated it?
Why you are saying that?
You don't want to talk about him. You don't, look, Kanchana, you also don't want to talk. Vivek Silas also doesn't want to talk.
Hoist the Indian national flag for 52 years, Rahul.
The Congress gave in to the pressure of the Islamist groups. The Congress gave in to the pressure of the Islamist groups.
No.
Today,
they thought this was liberalism. India would have remained Akhand Bharat. Kanchana ji, don't do this. Kanchana ji. Kanchana is on the debate with Rohan. Kanchana and Rohan are on the debate. I request you, don't divide my country.
Don't divide my country, it's a fact.
Kanchana, don't. 1 minute. Kanchana, don't. I placed the facts tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have 2 minutes. Kanchana, quickly. Your counter to this, Kanchana. Kanchana and then Rohan.
No. I want to, who is doing the most dangerous politics? I want to respond to the BJP spokesperson. Today, Yogi Adityanath said, because there is, by-election is going to be held for the 10th seat in Uttar Pradesh, he said there won't be a Muslim and Yadav officers in the field. What is this, sir? If this is not the
I thought Yogi Adityanath said today, Kanchana, I'll get Rohan to respond, but Yogi Adityanath, I heard that speech. Yogi Adityanath,
even after the 77th year of independence.
Kanchana, I have limited time. Yogi said, I'll get Vivek in also. I'll get Rohan and Vivek. I thought Yogi said, Vivek, you'll correct me. Yogi said that Pakistan will either cease to exist or be merged with India, and the dream of Sri Aurobindo will come alive. This is what I heard him say. Do you have any objection to that? Vivek, do you have an objection to that as a national spokesperson of the SP?
No. I think the Yogi Adityanath, he should be immediately appointed as the Prime Minister of the India.
As the
Prime Minister of India, and we will support him.
No. You're trying to be
पाकिस्तान को इंडिया में विलय कर दीजिए, we'll support him.
नहीं, you're being sarcastic. आप serious reply नहीं दे रहे.
No, not sarcastic. That is what he said. या तो पाकिस्तान का, what did he say? He said या तो पाकिस्तान का विलय होगा या पाकिस्तान हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएगा. ठीक है, हम आपके साथ हैं. आप विलय करिए. 11 साल से बैठ के आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
Rohan is on the debate. Rohan, respond please. Rohan Gupta, you have a right to respond to that.
या भारतीयों को आप संभाल नहीं पा रहे हैं और पाकिस्तान की बात कर रहे हैं.
Okay, close it. Rohan.
हिपोक्रेसी. आज जब जहां पे पाकिस्तान के विरोध की बात आती है, तब नहीं चाहते हो भी ये कहते हैं हम आपके साथ हैं. आप दिखाइए ना, जब आप हिंदू मुसलमान की बात करें, क्यों आप अपीजमेंट की बात करें, क्यों देश को डिवाइड कर रहे हैं? मुसलमान को अपीजमेंट नहीं चाहिए, मुसलमान को भी
अरे यार, बांग्लादेश के राइट्स रोक नहीं पा रहे हो, वहाँ हिंदू भाइयों को बचा नहीं पा रहे हो,
मैनिफेस्टो कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं दिया आपने उसको वोट नहीं किया, आपने बड़े मुस्लिम नेता पैदा किए, माइनॉरिटी को कुछ नहीं दिया आपने, सबको बेवकूफ बनाया आपने, पूरे देश को बेवकूफ बनाया। और अब जब लग रहा है कि हिंदू मुसलमान
क्या कर रहे हैं बांग्लादेश
हिंदुओं को डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, अरे छोड़ दीजिए ये सब, हिंदुओं को बांटने का काम किया है। आपकी सीट इसीलिए बढ़ी, आपने देश के खतरे के, देश के ऊपर आपने करके अपनी राजनीति की है। ये बंद करिए ये पॉलिटिक्स। People will not tolerate this kind of negative politics.
Okay, Vivek, I close that debate at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I say tonight, let's all celebrate our 78th Independence Day together. And those who don't learn the lessons from history are condemned to repeat it. We all know that line, ladies and gentlemen. We must remember the horrors of partition happened because of an British divide and rule playbook. Let us not allow the American divide and rule toolkit to come into play now. On the other side, why the Mamata Banerjee government is under huge pressure in the RG Kaur case. In a few minutes.